Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye and this is Fairy Floss Creates, a YouTube channel full of all creative things, mostly cross stitch, but today especially other kinds of stitching as well. I have been doing this channel now for about a year and a half, no, 2.5 years. I think about May 2020 I started it, and I hit 600 subscribers last week and had a little giveaway, and I will be announcing the winner of that giveaway later on in today's video. But until then, I would love to share with you and show you my stitching. So what have I been up to? A few different projects. I've got a couple of finishes and some whips I'd like to show you as well. So I don't know if I mentioned on my quick video last week, but last Sunday I hosted my first show up and stitch at the South Bank in London, and it was really nice. A lovely group of about 8 of us came, all bringing a lot of different projects, some Mirabilias and Noras, some Mill Hills, some so many different things, what they call ink circles, so lots of beautiful projects, and it's really nice to meet new people who like to stitch together, and we had a really great afternoon. So if you are anywhere near London, our next meetup, our next show up and stitch will be on the 4th of December at 12 o'clock in the South Bank Centre. Bring whatever you like. You could bring if you don't have any stitching, you can bring knitting or some kind of handicraft instead. I mean, most people were predominantly cross stitchers. There was one fabulous woman who was stitching leaves and upcycling some trousers for her son, which was super cool. And yeah, do come along. Find the Facebook group, it's Show Up and Stitch, or drop me a message and I'll send you in the right direction towards it, and we would love to see you there. So what have I been up to? Let's start with the finishes, because I quite like doing that. So as it was Halloween last Monday, in the holidays, in my half term, I really fancied doing a spooky stitch, but of course time runs away. I had all these plans and then I barely had time really to get one done, so I thought I need to do something. I need to find one fun stitch, and so I found this in the Just Cross Stitch Halloween special, and it's all stitched in one colour. It's all in, it should have been in Blanc, but I had quite a lot of extra B2500 or 5200, like the bright white. So I stitched it in bright white, and here it is. So it's FFO'd just about. It just needs some felt on the back, but my felt wasn't big enough. So next time I get out to Hobbycraft or somewhere, I need to catch some more felt for that. But 'tis the season to be spooky, and it's so cute. It's got little spiders on it, and it was so nice just stitching in one colour. It took me about 2 days to do. I whipped it up so quickly in the holidays. I watched The Worst Witch while I was stitching it. I watched some Sabrina, some Buffy. I watched all the old school witchy Halloweeny things, and yeah, that's my super Halloween finish. 'Tis the season to be spooky. I had so many other plans, but of course, naturally, I just didn't get time to do them. So that's my finish. It's not often I show you a finish actually, so you're very honoured. And then my other, this is a finish but not an FFO, which is a shame because she didn't make it up onto my Halloween display this year, but I'm sure she will do next year. And this is Wendy the Witch. Oh gosh, that's so let's put this behind her. There we go. So let's just fold it over. Sort myself out, hang on. There we go. This is Wendy the Witch. Sorry, the lighting is a bit poor. It is the end of the day here, and it's just not great at the moment, but it's fine. Wendy the Witch by Mill Hill. Totally beaded, really cute little cat. Everything I want in a Mill Hill Halloween stitch. So she's stitched, she's ready to be cut out and attached to some felt. It's just something that I didn't quite get round to doing, I'm afraid. So that is her for now, in all her spooky glory. And next year she'll be hanging up. So they were my two stitchy finishes. So I'll keep those there. I'll go through the cross stitch and then I'll move on to some of the other stitching that I've been doing as well. So firstly, I've not got my picture of this to show you, but I'll stick a picture up here now. I have been working on Mary by Nora Corbett, which is one of the bewitching pixies, one of the smaller witches, and I love this pattern. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. And I took her to the Show Up and Stitch last week and managed to get what did I stitch? I think I stitched all this area here, and I started down on the squares as well. So she has got a little bit bigger since you saw her at retreat, and I have done quite a bit of work on her. I'm looking forward now just to filling in this really nice checkerboard area. I'm kind of thinking, shall I hold it back because I'm just so excited about doing it, or shall I just get it done because I am too excited about doing it? The struggles. So she's going all right. I'm looking forward actually to stitching her head up here as well, because I think I do need to move the Q-snap down a tiny bit at the bottom just to finish her off. But yeah, I love the colours, I love the combinations, and she's coming on so nicely. So yeah, this is, I think, Mary. I'm sure she's called Mary. One of the bewitching pixies anyway. So that is my first whip of the week and what I've been working on. So I've got a bit of a scratchy throat tonight and a bit of an itch. My second whip. So I feel like I've worked on so much, but I have just been focusing on a couple of pieces this week. I have been out quite a lot as well, so yeah, it's been quite a busy time. So I'll show you what I've been doing anyway. My other whip is my Heaven and Earth design, which is Fortune Teller. I'll just stick a picture of that up there. And Fortune Teller is a really, really lovely design by Lisa Jackson, and this is where I'm up to on Fortune Teller. So the cat is coming on really, really beautifully now. I've worked in a lot of the sky area, and I've only got these little stars to fill really. Let me move it a bit closer. Oh, the light is poor. Yeah, I've only got a little bit of the sky to do really, and that is my aim, to get that done. And when the sky's done, then I'm just gonna continue on my cat down here, because that's also, now I've done a couple of rows or a couple of columns of this ear, I can see it all coming together and how nice it looks. So yeah, I have got a little, you know, I do make goals and then I never stick to them. So I have got a little mini goal of getting that second page, which would be just all this here, completed in November. Then when that's done, what I kind of want to do is put her away till the new year and get out reading time and fix where I lost all my inputted stitches on Pattern Keeper. So I want to go back onto reading time and just mark off back on Pattern Keeper where I've got up to, and then I can carry on with reading time as well, because I love reading time. It's just such a mahoosive piece that I've just not got around to doing much on it. So yeah, that's my two main stitchy whips this week, but I've quite liked that. I've not felt too overwhelmed by lots of different things actually. I think me doing 2 or 3 every fortnight is definitely the way forward, because excuse me, because I feel like I do actually see some progress then as well. So alongside cross stitch. What else have I been doing? So over the weekend you might have seen I did some crewel embroidery work. So this was from a really beautiful kit from a designer called Alara Embroidery, and you can find her on Instagram, and she's got a website as well, and she does the most beautiful she's a student at the RSN. She's studying needlework there, and if you go on her Instagram you can see all the amazing things that she's created herself. She's created this beautiful black work of, I think it's her dog, really beautiful dog, and she's also put together lots of really lovely embroideries that some of them, like this one, she's turned into a kit. So she's a friend of a friend as well, and it was my friend Caroline that got me this kit a couple of Christmases ago, I think it was, and I've just been waiting for that right cozy time to get it out and get it stitched, and then this weekend was that right time. So this is the finished one. This is my beautiful little polar bear. I love her. I think I'm going to call her Mildred the polar bear. I feel like she deserves a name. So to go into a bit more detail about her, God, it's so shadowy, and I've got a bit of a dint there that I just can't get rid of. It's bugging me. I don't know if I can push it through the other side, actually. Never thought of that. So around the bottom is the seed stitch, or seedling stitch as some people call it, and that basically helped with the shading. Then around the polar bear, the whole of the polar bear really, is split, is it split stitch? I think it wasn't split stitch. Satin stitch. A different stitch. I'm sure it was split stitch, I can't remember. And then the no, the nose was satin stitch, so it's sort of a bit embossed. And then around the edges was chain stitch. I did find it quite hard to do the chain stitch because it's easy to do when you're doing it in a straight line, but when you're trying to do it in the round, it doesn't always angle the way you want it. But I'm still happy with the outcome. I think it's such a cute little piece, and it's already hanging up on the mantelpiece as part of like the Arctic collection. Before all the Christmas stuff really goes up, I quite like having a bit of an Arctic November. So yeah, this is my little polar bear. She also does a walrus, and I'm very tempted to get the walrus as well and have the pair. So yeah, I stitched her in over a couple of days, and yeah, I think she's gorgeous. Really lovely. So definitely recommend those kits by Alara Embroidery if you do want to get started on some embroidery, or you are an embroiderer and fancy stitching one of her lovely kits. Now the second other piece of stitching I worked on was some of my Cantha embroidery, which I started in the summer when I did a workshop at the Festival of Quilts, and then I keep pulling it out every so often, dipping in and out of it, which is really nice to do. And over the last couple of weeks I've really sort of got stuck into it, so I think it's made quite a lot of progress probably since you last saw it. Oh, it's dreadful light for this actually. Flipping heck. So not ideal lighting for this one. If you go on my Instagram you'll see much better pictures of it, but here it is. If you can see, what I have done is along the bottom I've just done lots of straight stitches in rows to make like a sandy area, and the threads I've used for this bottom bit here and for the sky, if you can see, are from Kate Sparkley's. I can't quite remember the colourways, but her variegated threads look so nice when stitched up. They look really lovely. So one colourway is like an orange colourway down there, and there's it's frustrating me that you can't even see it. When it's finished I'll do a daylight video at the weekend, and then you'll be able to see everything, but at the moment, as you can see, it's pitch black outside now and it's just not great light for this. The sky, which is all little seed stitches, is in sort of a fuchsia pink colourway, and that's turned out really nice as well. So the elephant doesn't stand out enough for me yet, so I am going to completely bling up that elephant as much as I can. I've got sequins and things ready, and I'm just going to give it a really good old makeover, so it'll look quite calm around the edges, but then that elephant will be a massive celebration of colour in the middle. I've got some really nice fringe for the bottom of it, and then it's probably going to become a hanging, and I'm going to do quite a bit more work on that, I think, in the next few weeks, because I'm loving how it's coming on, and I'd quite like to do some more patterns as well. So that is the end of all my stitchy projects. So next thing I can show you is my haul. I've not got much because I have just come back from retreats, and the knitting and stitching show was only a month ago as well, so I haven't really needed much this month. So I have wanted but not needed. So let me show you what I did get. A couple of things off the internet. As you might know, I do love the Mary Hicknock magazines, and I found a couple online that had some really nice patterns in, and this one has got, if I can find it, there we go, page 58. I always look at the index, that's what they're there for. This one has got this really beautiful stitch of Mary Queen of Scots, which I think it's really dark, it's really nice though, which I fancy doing. I don't know if you've seen on one of my older videos, I've got all the 6 Wives in black work to do, and then now I've got a thing about wanting to stitch some more Kings and Queens. I don't know why. Like, I'm not really a history buff, but I just think they look so great in cross stitch and in black work. So that is Mary Queen of Scots, and I bought it mostly for that, but there are some really lovely other patterns in here as well. Is there anything else I can show you? There's lots of nice black work. She has such a beautiful selection, Mary Hicknock. Look, she's also got, I like this, 100 Years of the National Trust. And I mean, this is quite an old magazine, it's probably more like 120 years or something now, but yeah, 1995, that's how old this magazine is. But yeah, it's gorgeous. That's the front cover as well. So that was that one, and then the other one I got was this one, and of course this one is for Elizabeth I, the Fairy Queen. I don't know why she's the Fairy Queen, but obviously I'm Fairy Floss, so maybe we've got connections. Maybe she's my great-great-grandma. And me, Elizabeth, comes in either cross stitch or in black work, which is really lovely. So that's a couple of little projects that'll keep me occupied. So yeah, I picked those up off eBay, and I think because I've really gone off a lot of the modern cross stitch magazines, this might now be my mission to start collecting as many Mary Hicknocks as I can, because I really love her patterns and designs and her instructions. Like, she does so much in the magazines. It's not just cross stitch, she does like black work, she does white work, tapestries, hardanger, lots of different things. And the other little bit of haul that I got was from a charity shop in Ealing a couple of days ago, and it was a really nice little simple hand sewing, and there's some, I can show you these patterns actually. I don't think there's a thing about stitching patterns, but it's got some really nice, I love these bowls, these borrow bowls made out of just lots of different scraps of material. These little coasters are really cute. You could do them in Christmas fabrics and make them all festive, and do some for different seasons of the year. There's lots of lovely things in here that I'm going to have a go at. And actually, I got it for £2.99, and it was only published this year in 2022, so someone's obviously bought it and got rid of it straight away. So I'm pretty happy with this purchase. I think it should have been £14.99 if I'd have paid full price, but I paid £2.99 in the charity shop. So that's all of my stitching, all of my haul. The next exciting thing to do is to share the winner of the giveaway from last week, which was the bear from A Year in the Woods. And I'm just going to pop in now the random name chooser, which I just did. So I'm just going to pause it here to pop that in. And congratulations, Violet Stitcher. I'm so pleased that you've won this. I think we're on Instagram together anyway, so just pop me a message on there with your address so I know where to send it to, and I'll be pinging that in the post at some point this week. Now I know there is a Royal Mail strike at the moment, and I never know what day is what with that, so I'll just pop it in the post and we'll hope for the best that it'll get to you as soon as it can. So that is pretty much all my bits and bobs to show and share. Plans for the next couple of weeks. So I'll probably do another FlossTube in 2 weeks. I'm hoping to carry on working on my Heaven and Earth design on Fortune Teller. I am also thinking about getting Nutcracker Village back out as well, because it feels quite seasonal. I'm starting to feel Christmassy, but I've not quite arranged my Christmas stitching and what I want to do. So I'm going to start getting Nutcracker Village out again this week because it's already been started. So, you know, I don't have to think too much about that. And then I think I'll get my magazines out and have a good little flick through. Like, the new magazines this year just aren't really selling it to me. I just don't think there's much that I want to stitch for Christmas, but that's okay because I've got a ton of magazines in the back room, so I'm going to have a flick through and see what I fancy stitching from those. And I'll do some Mill Hills as well. I think I've got some Mill Hills lined up for Christmas, so maybe I'll pull those out, get myself a little Christmas box ready with all my little ideas and what I want to do, and then gradually start stitching them. I do want to continue with my little Nora as well, and I would like to get a little bit of movement on Opal Fairy, because she probably won't see a lot of movement during the Christmas period. So yeah, it would be quite nice to keep going on my Opal Fairy, keep going on Mary. I always forget her name. Yeah, keep going on Mary, and yeah, I think that is most of the things I have to share and show with you. In other news, I will probably be doing a journaling video this week. I've got a lot of new washi tapes to show and share with you, and so if you're interested in those videos, please do go and watch those as well. If you're watching my videos and you like them, please do press the like button. Please subscribe as well. It's been really exciting to get to 600 subscribers, and I'd love to welcome all you new people here, and I would really like to keep growing and growing, because I love sharing my stuff with you. I love sharing my little creative journeys of all different stages. Although I'm predominantly a cross stitcher, I have got a lot of other things on the go as well now, and actually I have just started an art course. I did my first one last week, and if you go on my Instagram you'll see some of the watercolours that I did, and I'm going again tomorrow night. It's my second lesson, and tomorrow we're learning about drawing, the basics of drawing and drawing skills, so I'm really looking forward to that. I just like doing new things, and also I keep thinking I've finished and then I keep thinking of something new to say. Thank you to those of you that downloaded my pattern last week. I am super grateful that you want to stitch my little long tail tit. I am working on some other patterns as well, so watch this space. There may be another one coming out maybe before Christmas if I'm lucky, maybe in the Christmas holidays, I'm not sure. So on that note, I think, thank you all for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and just sharing so much lovely news in your comments and messaging me on Instagram. I love getting in touch with you all. It's really, really nice to have this lovely community here. So keep smiling, keep stitching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!